How you doing, Ben?
I'm good.
Good. So tell me, why do you want to do this?
Hello, that is loud. I actually asked a question on your leadership podcast about how do we get good feedback.
Yep.
And you did it, and you answered the question.
I answered yours?
Yeah, you answered
Excellent.
mine.
Good.
I was in the gym and it blew my mind, and it was so good. But
That's awesome.
I thought I'd put it in practice and see what you got for me.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So what I'm going to need, a lot of help from you, because it takes a lot of guts to get over and do this.
Yeah.
So the whole time Ben's doing good, you got to make him feel some love. Can you do that with me? Yeah, right. All right, tell me what you do for a living, Ben.
I'm a youth pastor.
Excellent. Okay. So what would be something, Pastor Ben, that you might do for 60 seconds that would inspire your students toward an action?
I'd probably talk to them about encouraging each other.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that work?
That works great. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you about 60 seconds. If you need some groove music, I know where you can find it. I'd love for you to inspire your students to encourage one another. And whenever you're ready, let's just go.
Okay. So for all of us here in our lives, there's probably moments where we feel like we don't have what it takes, where we feel like there's something that we want to do that we're not sure we're capable of doing. And so for us, we actually have a part to play in that, because all of us at that time will feel stuck. But we've all felt the blessing and the benefit of when someone has come up to us and just encouraged us to move forward, to take that step, so that we can go and reach for something that we didn't think was possible. And so for us, we get the opportunity to encourage one another. We're actually not people who just receive encouragement, we get to give encouragement to one another. And so my encouragement to you is to be people who take that encouragement and share it with others, so that you can see them move forward to grab hold of what they have and what they want to see happen in their life.
That was ridiculously good. So you're going to make my job really, really difficult today, because it's quite easy to take someone who's not good to move the needle. And so what we're going to try to do is we're going to take something that was quite good, well done, and we're going to try to make it better. So let's give Ben some feedback. What was strong about that communication? There was a lot, but let's give him some shout outs. What would you like? Eye contact, very good. He was comfortable, right? Yeah, what else? Passionate, yes. Clear, yeah. You know what it was about? What was the ask? Encouragement, yep. He invoked some emotion. Mm-hmm. Relatable. Used his hands. So, there's like 23 things that you did that in a lot of people we have to teach. Some things that you might not have known that you did either intuitively or you're just good, is you started here and you took some steps toward us. And what that's doing is it's both communicating confidence and it's also bringing some intimacy. In order to take this up, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get, and again, it's like this is like tweaking level. This is like you're already in the pros, and we're going to try to just make you a superstar. So you're already really good. When was a time when you were incredibly discouraged and someone helped keep you in the game and move you forward with a word of encouragement?
Probably my wife before she was my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I just had one of those phone calls with a parent where they just tore shreds off me for like 5-10 minutes. And got back home and was like, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. And then she just came in and said, no, like you can't let someone else's opinion, like one person's opinion, stop you from stepping.
I want you to get a little deeper with me. Tell me what you felt what emotions did you feel when you thought you really may not be cut out for it?
I just felt like sad, overwhelmed, inadequate, like that my best wasn't enough, and so I just fully felt like I was a failure.
Okay, so when sad, inadequate, like you're a failure, you weren't enough, what I want you to do is I want you to take me into those emotions, and I want you to help me feel them with you. What you did at the beginning, I was questioning, I was trying to determine whether I liked it or not. If we could play it back, what you said is, we. I don't know if you noticed his language, but there are times when we this. what I really try to work with our communicators is we want to be you-focused as often as we can. It is a good tool to start with we, but move it to you rather quickly. And so oftentimes, like if you're doing it again, I'm going to kind of coach you from behind, and at some point I might say, go to the you now, and you want to turn it to you, you care about them as quickly as you can. What I want you to do is I want you to do it again, and I want you to tell me the story about when you felt inadequate, and I want to feel it with you. I want to feel that you thought about quitting, that there was nothing there, and then I want you to shift it quickly to the you, and what I want you to do is help them see the word of encouragement that someone gave to you is the only reason you're here today, and then kind of step into the very word of encouragement you give to someone else, maybe the difference between where they are and where God wants them to be. And so when you say it, I want you to step in, and here's what I want you to do. Your presentation was so fantastic, it really makes me sick. Okay? What I want you to do is give me, with a lot of people, I'm going to push them to go 30% more. What I want is 10% more out of you. Not pace, your pace was good, but I want you to even slow it down at times 10%. We're gonna go 10%, maybe volume up at times, not 20 because that's too much. And then 10% slow it down and volume down. We're gonna maybe even 15% down. We're gonna cheat down just a little more, and we're gonna feel that emotion. And I may say some things behind you that kind of bother you when you're going. Don't worry about it. Just do it again. And get me into the story about when you thought, I want to feel it like you're on the edge. The moment today when I felt intimacy in the room was when I said, the guy said to the woman, is that the best that you have? The best clothes you have? And you all went, you felt it. I want to feel the pain that you had. I want to feel the hope that a voice, one word. You're here today because of that one word. You might not have been in that seat. You would not have been here at all because of one word of encouragement. Help us feel that, and we're going to take it from a 9 to a 9.5, and let's go, okay?
I was 23 years old, and I'd just gotten off the phone with one of those parents who thought that everything you did to their child was the wrong thing, and they just spent 5 to 10 minutes just tearing shreds off me, telling me about all the things that I'd done wrong, all the ways that I'd fallen short for their kids, all the ways that I wasn't being a good enough pastor to them. I remember walking at home, and my girlfriend at the time, she was already there, but I just walked in, and I walked to the end of the hallway, and I looked at her and said, I don't know if I can do this anymore. She said, what do you mean? Obviously she thought I was talking about us. That's not great. I said, no, not us. Job. I don't know if I can be a youth pastor anymore. She was obviously confused and said what had happened, and I told her all about this conversation. I remember standing at the end of the bench, just tears in my eyes, and just feeling like I genuinely don't know if I'm good enough. I feel like I've been trying, I feel like I've been putting it all in, and I just don't know if I can do it anymore. I just remember crying and crying and crying, and she stood there and looked at me and said, Ben, you can't let one person's opinion stop you from doing what God's called you to do.
Now go to you. You, go. Shift gears.
And all of you, so I kept doing this because of one encouraging word in my life. And you guys all need to know that there can be people in your world who are feeling exactly like how I felt.
Take it up. A little more passion. Take it up. Take it up.
And you have the ability to help them continue on. You have the ability to encourage them to continue on what God has called them to do. You can encourage them to be able to step out and maybe move to something that they haven't always thought before. You can do that. You can do that just by encouraging someone in what you see in them and what you see God has called them to do.
Awesome.
So go and encourage one another.
Okay. Well done. Really good? Did you take it better? Yeah. What was the difference? The story. Really, you're so believable because you are. You're telling the truth. And you can't teach that. Authenticity is your greatest weapon. You can't fake authenticity. Authenticity trumps cool, it trumps style, it trumps technique, it's just real. Okay, what I want you to do again is one more time, we're going to condense it just a little bit. And this time what I want you to do at the end is I want you to have the authority that you've never felt in your life, meaning God has ordained you for this moment to change someone's life. And I want you, when you get to it, I want you to come up right to this place and plant in the point of strength. We're going to walk up there, and when you get to that point, I want you to feel the authority that you are going to give someone the voice that will change someone's destiny. I mean, I don't know if we can make it any better than that because that was really good. Crisp and tight, and then I want you to step into it, and then just step into it with everything you believe, and let's see if we can just move it. This is hard because we're really, really good. Let's see if we can move it a little bit more. Well done. Okay, step into that authority. You've been chosen for this moment. Help them make it great. Let's go.
So I was 23 years old, and I just got off the phone with one of those mums who just feels like there's nothing that you ever do that is good enough for her kids, that you don't pastor them well enough, you don't care for them well enough, you don't tell them how much you love them, how much God cares for them enough. And I remember walking in my front door, and my girlfriend was there, she beat me home, and I remember walking just to the end of the hallway and saying to her, I just don't think I can keep doing this. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about her, because she was worried that I was, but I remember there just standing at the edge of the bench and just saying, I just don't think I can keep doing this. She said, what is it? I said, my job. I just don't think I can keep being a pastor. I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel like anything I do is making a difference. I just feel like this woman has made me question everything about what I thought I was called to do. I remember my girlfriend, Rachel, standing there. She said, Ben, look at me. Look up at her. She says, Ben, you can't let one person's opinion stop you from doing what God has called you to do.
Yeah.
And that word kept me going. 5 years later, I'm still here, still going because of that.
You're here at this moment because of that. Now step into it. You're here at this, feel it. You are here right now because of that moment. Step into it.
I'm still here because of that encouragement. And the truth is that each and every single one of you have people in your world and in your life who need encouragement, people who need the voice of the sermon. So if they are willing to step out and to say, you know what, this is what God has called me to do, I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to be encouraged to do what I'm willing to be encouraged. So get out there, tell people what you see, because God might just be using you to keep someone in the game. God might just be using you to help someone step into the destiny that He has for them, because you are willing to encourage them. So go out and encourage them.
Yeah. Yeah. And so there's all we did was little tweaks. And what I promise you is the difference between what you saw here and 99% of it, it was way harder to move the needle for him because he started out really, really good. What I want you to notice about this is a few things. It's probably hard, but did you enjoy it?
Yeah, that was great.
Did you build your confidence?
Definitely.
Yeah. Is there anyone else that you think maybe you learned something from watching him learn something? Yeah. So what we do every time we get together with our campus pastors is we do this, because we don't make announcements, we lead toward results. And when they stand up on the stage, one of the greatest tools we have is just to help people. This is what we want them to know, this is what we want them to feel, and this is what we want them to do. The words we choose determine the emotions they feel. Listen to me, the hats we wear determine the emotions they feel. He just talked to us as a youth pastor and a boyfriend. There are different hats he could feel. Sometimes I'll say this, I'll say, as your pastor, I want you to know I've got a spiritual role. Other times I'll say, as a dad, speaking to other dads, this is whatever. Other times I'll say, as a Christian who's just struggling to get it right, and I'll step into it. I'm putting on different hats to create different emotions. So we're going to get into deep technique. With some people, we're going to work on body language. With some people, it's the use of the microphone. With others, it's owning the stage. With some, it's going to be passion, high, low. With others, it's going to be just kind of shaking off the nerves. With everybody, it's finding the gear that this man has of authenticity. Sometimes I'm going to set them down and we're just going to be chair to chair and you're just going to tell me because you're speaking to this crowd with no authenticity. And all we're doing is we're looking for ways to coach. And then the whole time, we're driving this value in, which is we all get better when we embrace a culture of feedback. Then, if he ever needs to give me feedback, he's already benefited from it. We have a trust relationship. He's going to come in and say, hey, Pastor Craig, when you said that, you really kind of offended some people. I'm like, thank you for telling me that, versus, who do you think you are telling me that? Because we have a culture that embraces feedback, okay? Why don't you guys applaud and tell them thank you for So, then before you get away, let me just make you feel awkward as you stand there for just a second. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not called, that you're not equipped. Whatever you see in you, let me make a promise to you. You will always overestimate what you can do in the short run. You have your big dreams. You will always underestimate what God can do through a lifetime of faithfulness. Yeah. Don't ever sell yourself short. There is an authentic spirit about you. There's a natural gift that God has given you that's to be used. Whatever you're thinking, I believe our God has more for you. What I want you to do when you do it is just remember the difference between here and stepping into that place of authority. You've chosen to do this. Step into that thing with confidence. And I am glad we connected through the question. I'm glad we connected in this moment. I hope we have a third meeting where I get to say, told you so. You're crushing it, because I know you will.